Howdy everyone, and welcome back to the Luna Geeks Out channel. Exciting day today because we're checking out a very cool group, Broken by the Scream, with their track Tokyo Ride, performed live in Tokyo. I was mixing all of that stuff up. I'm not sure what was happening there. But anyways, yeah, Broken by the Scream. Super cool alt idol group. One of my favorites. Somewhat similar to Passcode, if you know them, but very different as well. They've got their own sound, but they're sort of in that family that Passcode and Mama Rocky are also in, with that sort of specific style and blend and everything. But anyways, Broken by the Scream, very good. Looking forward to checking them out live. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Ooh, nice guitar, nice and chunky. Really nice guitar again. Back it up with your poppy, I'm assuming, chorus. Really nice. Ooh, getting a guitar solo. Nice! Don't get enough guitar solos in this kind of stuff. We need a lot more. That's a level of heaviness, like, I've been listening for a little while, I was not expecting it to get that heavy. Good to know they've still got some surprises in store. Vocals blended together, the highs and the lows. Oh, that's awesome. Ooh, that's a nice shift right there. Ooh, really nice guitar again. Okay, very interesting into that. Was not expecting it in like that. Yeah, really cool track, really cool track. Not my favorite from them by any means, but a lot of good stuff in there. That was a really cool one. Now, we do have some lyrical analysis to do, but it's once again a translation from myjpop.jspinyin.net, which I've shared my issues with that, the quality I found on that site in the past, and this one is particularly rough, I would say. There's a lot of lines in here that I just don't make any sense. Like, let me point out a few of them. In a swollen dream I fell in love with... that doesn't even finish it. In a swollen dream I fell... Actually, no, I guess that kind of makes sense. The swollen dream is what they fell in love with. So, what's a swollen dream? I don't know. Urgent use is good. Eat halfway, you're a little lucky. There's lines in here that I don't understand, right? And I really do want to dive into the meaning and say, okay, so this is what the song's about. Here's the big idea here, and go through this line by line, and I just can't, and I'm so sad about that, because it really looks like there's probably some good stuff going on here. But I will share my thoughts on what I think the basic idea here is, because I can do that at the very least. I think it's very possible that we are seeing just sort of a love song kind of idea here, right? Of course, the line I pointed out, a swollen dream I fell in love with. There's other ones in here, and I'm just not seeing them now, because this really is just confusing me way too much. But there were a few other things that I had that I can't find again. It's like, okay, so this kind of supports that, but there's just not enough for me to be like, okay, so that's what we've got going on here. There are a lot of different ideas we see here of things like beauty and light and energy and motion and just fun. You've got things like dancing, and the idea that all of this takes place at night. That is one of the ones that is very clear, right? At the very end, if the sun rises again, the story is far away. Now it starts moving, the best moment and the sky. So the idea that once the day comes, what all is going on here won't be happening anymore. But it still did happen. It was still really good. So what I think, and heavy emphasis on think is going on here, is that this is a song about going out into the city at night, assumedly Tokyo, due to the song title, and just having one hell of a good time, and going all out. You're going around dancing, exploring, just having some fun. And, once the sun comes up, things calm down a bit, but, you had that fun nightlife, and it was a good old time. That's what I think's going on. I can't say anything more than that, unfortunately. I really wish I could. I've looked through these lyrics a decent amount, trying to grab something more, and I just can't. So, if y'all happen to have any insight into what's going on here, I would love to hear it. Unfortunately, I don't speak Japanese, so I can't provide my own translation here. Maybe I'll get around to learning it one day. Let's be honest, probably not. But, regardless, I do think there are some good ideas in the lyrics from what I am able to gather. And even more important than the lyrics in general is the music, which I was able to think about and comprehend, and we can talk about that in depth, so let's switch into it. That was a half-decent segue right there. Yeah, music review time. That was some good stuff. Starting off with the vocals. Clean vocals were alright. I very much prefer the clean vocals we get on the studio albums. Here, I think the issues that can come forth in live performances were a bit more apparent. This is actually a similar thing to what I was talking about in my Guitar Spin reaction from the other day. Live performances, a lot of the issues that can come forth, a lot of the imperfections and flaws can be a lot more noticeable. but so can a lot of the talent that is there, and the skill that is there. And we very much noticed this. It was very much, you could tell these were some live vocals. You could tell that they were struggling a little bit, but they're still doing a really good job. So yeah, the studio vocals are better, but given that I don't believe there's much like post-processing, audio mixing, auto-tune kind of stuff, anything like that going on with vocals, it was more or less just raw vocals. Those were pretty dang good. The clean vocals were great. They had good energy. They were fun. I'm sure they would have been a whole lot better if you were actually there live, because things like that completely fall away when you're actually there. Listening to it like this, it's much more noticeable and much more apparent. But those were fine. I liked those. I don't have any big complaints with them. They weren't insane. Yeah, perhaps there's some live performances I've checked out where like the quality is phenomenal. So something here it's just good. It is, it does feel a bit lesser, unfortunately. But the harsh vocals were incredible. I think there's a certain level of harsh vocals I would assume don't receive quite as much auto-tune and such, so it's a bit easier to notice the similarities between studio and live, I suppose. But I thought the harsh vocals were fantastic. Io and Kagura both did an incredible job on this track, in this performance. The high vocals and the low vocals and everything are just all incredible, especially the moments where they really came together doing the same thing, so you got that sort of blending and twisting of the vocals. That was great. I mean, the back and forth they had was solid, but I love when their vocals come together. That's the best thing but Broken by the Scream does, in my opinion. So yeah, their stuff was incredible. I am heavily biased towards harsh vocals, of course. Those are really the things that these days I really get into. So no surprise that I'm liking those more, but I really did think those were incredible. So yeah, vocals in this track, or in this performance, were fantastic. The guitar, oh, that was good. Nice and chunky. Very similar to the guitar in, I believe, Hang In There, off of this same album. I believe it's the guitar. It's that one or Panorama, one of the two, and I want to say it's Hang In There. Regardless, very similar tone to that. I liked it. It was nice and chunky. It had some good riffs. Guitar solos, those are a bit of a surprise. I was really happy to hear those pop up. Like I said, something you don't hear very often in this style of music. And they were fantastic. I was very glad to hear them pop up. They were really, really good. Not one of those guitar solos that necessarily blows you away, but really good guitar solos. So those are nice. Bass. Did not notice, so I cannot speak on it. The drums. I don't believe I ever pointed those out during the reaction, but I really liked the drums. I don't have much to say on them, but they were fantastic. Really, really high quality. And finally, the general electronic stuff looked like they did have a guy on stage doing that. It didn't look like it was like a guy on the keyboards, but more a guy with, the whole sound system set up to have that stuff happen when it needed to, and adjust it as needed and everything. He was having a great time on stage, I could tell that much, since I don't know too much about that specific kind of, I don't even know what terminology, I don't think playing is quite the right word, but that kind of thing, since I don't know too much about how that works. I can't speak too much on the quality of what he was doing, but I liked the electronic elements. I thought they were great. That's one of the things I really like about this specific style of alt-idol music, where you get the metal, but you also get the pop, and you get the electronics, and you get all that different stuff coming together. So in this track, it was something that I always enjoy when it pops up. It wasn't quite as apparent in this track as it is in some of the other ones they've done, and in some of the other alt-idol groups in general, but it was very good. On the whole, this was very much a live performance. I'd rather listen to a studio version of the track. I actually do need to go and listen to the studio version since I haven't yet heard it. I'd much rather listen to a studio version of this than the live version, but the live version was incredible. It was like, okay, that's great. Gave me an itch to see more live stuff from them. Gave me an itch to see them live in person. Hopefully that can happen one day. I kind of live in the middle of nowhere, so don't get to see many bands in general, and it's going to be a miracle if I'm ever able to see any alt-idol groups aside from Baby Metal, who are the big one. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Obviously, I don't think this is going to be better than the studio version, but it was a really good live performance. It was fun, it was energetic, you could feel the energy in the room, you could feel that they were having just a blast performing, which is always really good to see. So yeah, this was fantastic, and I think a great start to Broken by the Scream on this channel, and I will definitely be reacting to more stuff from them. Of course, I do have one more on the way, one more thing, like, specifically on the list that we'll get to eventually, but there will be more Broken by the Scream in the future whenever they put out some more stuff. So yeah, definitely gonna be one of the groups I make sure to check out when they put out new stuff. And yeah, once again, great introduction to them on this channel. But I am out of things to say on the track, so y'all know the drill. It's time to figure out what we will be checking out next time. And I don't have a long-winded intro to this one. Let's just give it a spin and see what gets sent our way. Not sure what I'm hoping for at all, but we'll see. EC Electric Callboy. I have no idea what song that is. It was, I think, the first music video they put out after Techno released. So that's an older track. That's been on the list for a good while now. But yeah, Electric Callboy, always super fun, always super fun. I haven't been listening to them as much these days, mostly just because Shuffle hasn't sent their stuff my way, but super fun, always a blast to check out, always just some fun, silly music. I think this one is actually a little more on the serious end, having looked at the lyrics. I think there's a bit more of a somewhat serious topic to discuss with this, but I mean, they did something similar with, Love, Hate, whatever that song was, so it's not outside of what they've done in the past. I mean, even, I believe Made by America, one of their older tracks, had some slightly more serious stuff going on. So, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Regardless, I do need to look back at the lyrics and get a better understanding of them, but from what I remember, it's going to be interesting discussion with that, and I'm sure the music's going to be great and fun, and, just a good time all in all. So yeah, Electric Callboy next time. Very, very nice. I'm very happy about that. But I am out of things to say, so that is going to do it for the video. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like if you liked, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment down below with your thoughts on the track, any feedback or criticism, or anything you want me to react to. In the description, link to the live performance so you can go check it out, support the artist. Link to my Broken by the Scream reactions playlist, which only has this in it right now, but will have more in the future. My alt-idol reactions playlist, my rock and metal reactions playlist, and my Japanese music reactions playlist, so you can check out some similar content from me, and then links to my Discord server, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify playlists of all the songs I've reacted to, at least the ones up on Spotify, and my link tree, which has my other stuff in it in case any of that interests y'all. Anyways, like I said, that's going to do it, so once again, thank y'all for watching, and until next time, I'll be seeing ya.